Good morning, land of YouTube. This is Donald Caustic coming to you as live as possible on this fine Wednesday morning. My phone has slowed down dramatically for some reason on the United States server. I had to switch to a VPN and things just magically upload faster. I don't know what that was about, but maybe too much good content. I don't know. We can consider that whatever. It adds up to some idiocracy that I look at that most people don't observe. So I decided I'm going to randomize life again. And I think that that's a really spicy way to live because, if I go into a situation and let someone else choose a meal for me or a drink, then I get to experience variety that I wouldn't have thought of. It's a different person's perspective. I seem to be walking through this path, Craving Perspective, and then I run into, people along the way, people in different phases of human evolution and trauma and existence in the human form that is a crisis, right? She has crisis intervention team on her back, and yet she's collecting trash and cans. And I thought, well, that's a really admirable thing, actually, because she's not only cleaning up the landscape around her, she's collecting it to try to do it as a profit. Trying to make a profit of money to fuel, I'm not going to stereotype, but a prospective drug addiction. Because that's kind of a stereotype with that kind of career. You bicycle, trailer, collecting cans, shelter. That's where she admittedly was at, battling with being in this shelter and these life choices that most people make with an incapacitated level of honesty. Their honesty is decapacitated, like the head of honesty just cut off from substance. So be it that they just walked into it one day with peer pressure, be it that they actively made a choice to, say fucking and hide all the ugly things that we don't like to face as humans and bury it with substance. Well, that's my initial assessment of someone that tells me these things and has the actual character profile to fit the bill. So I may be wrong, I may not be. That person was also animated, and clearly it's very early, so maybe they have sleeping issues. Maybe she's been up all night. I'm saying maybe. I could say if, and it just poses a question and a thought, so I'm not like nailing her to the ground, But this person was also very committed. So I pointed that out to her. I said, you're doing a very admirable job. The earth needs it. And you have a very, very large commitment to it. Be it that she's really committed to getting high and also collecting cans to fuel that addiction. I mean, that's her role right now, right? She's doing it fucking well. So I pointed that role out to her and I said, hey, what is your next step? What can you envision to take this level of passion you have to a more successful role? Because I had asked her if she's happy and she says, no, on so many levels I'm not happy. Okay, well, what can you do to solve that? And, at that point, I think out came, this is a lot to process and a lot to handle, and I've just spent this whole time cleaning up this whole area, and then I heard, okay, well, there's a root cause kind of, because, if you get faced with something that's going to actually cause change or growth, knowledge-wise, things are painful to understand new concepts, like, I said concepts, that's funny. New concepts are sometimes really painful to grasp, I think, as a whole human race. That's funny. The fuck was on my beanie? So, new concepts and let's say new traditions and new ways of being are really, really, really chaotically crazy to grasp as someone that knows their whole reality, right? If they run up against something and it's completely, starkly contrast to everything that they've ever known, wouldn't that be like meeting an alien? You're like, did I just meet a fucking walking UFO? Okay, so I've got some concepts that are more than outside of the box. I'd say there was no box to begin with, and it all starts with an inward journey. And you can see that in like a Jules Verne book, like Journey to the Center of the Earth. That would be the inward journey to the center of the self first. And then I always want to question, I'm like, how many people really want to go that deep? I mean, if you were faced with it, would you go that deep? Would you start investigating through every minor level inside of you to figure out why things are the way they are? And then you look at the state of the world with CERN right now. CERN is physically going so deep with new, what is it? They're seeing stuff on such a small level that these little quarks are popping up that nobody's seen before. And then you think of a quark, quirkiness, quark. And then you think, well, I correlate that shit straight to Star Trek or something. And then I look at my Quark. Oh, Captain Quark. Dumb. I'm just fucking around with words now. Okay, so backing up, getting out of the rabbit hole real quick, because that's easy to go down for me. They're looking at small levels of particles, exotic matter. And it's exotic in nature because, well, that's the core foundation of what our reality really is. It's the smallest level within us and externally represented out. Taking that and running with it is something that my mind tends to naturally do. And it's like natural causes, right? So I have, 1, not gone to school for any of this. 2, I did start psychiatry school when I was 19, and I stopped because, well, it was kind of dumb to me. It was too easy. The homework was just fucking ridiculously easy, and I thought, this is dumb, and I got distracted because I was younger, right? At 19 years old, I started that, and now I'm here with this mindset. Some people learn through life. Some people learn through book smart. Some people learn through being led by the hand. Some people need an instructor right in front of them. Some people use the world like an instructor and just blossom out of control. Well, I think when we look down at a deep level like CERN is, as a collective, humanity benefits from the rewards of learning these smaller levels of existence because of it's the nature, it's their chemical makeup, it's what makes up us. And then people want to say, oh, they're trying to find the God particle and they're trying to open up a new creation or a new reality or a new universe. And I look at all these different infinite paths that everybody has, right? They're all different choices technically, but really not. Because all of existence is within and without in an internally represented external creation of the world and existence of everything we know. So in a sense, we're all walking one. We're all like one nation's inside of us, externally represented in whatever nation we're out here in, walking around. Now, if we stand divided within ourselves, our nation's divided, period. Like, isn't that a cool kind of idea? That, I mean, people can hear what I'm saying and take it all different ways, and that's kind of the other spice of life. It's different perspectives and different levels of awareness and different layers of consciousness that everybody fucking represents. So you get the people that are naysayers, you get the people that are really highly intelligent, you get all in between, right? You get the dumb, you get the smart, you get the smart dumb, you get the dumb smart, and then you get this epitome of holy fucking shit. How many people can really keep up with me? And it's because my mind transitions from things that are connected in my mind to other things that are connected in my mind so fast, nobody can really keep up. So I try to slow down as much as I can, and I realize that that's like slowing down and looking at the smallest particles of life within exotic matter and these quarks that are brand new that nobody's discovered, right? So CERN is smashing shit together and observing it on small levels. And now there's a projected new, larger super collider, in which case this is already super consciousness that I'm sharing with everybody, right? And so what's next? That's fun. And I'm, let's say in my own right, in my own respect, naturally connected to, well, the universe in a way that I haven't really seen. I've seen parts of it, like people on different layers. I've met them. They're very intelligent human beings. I've had really good conversations. I'm sure there's more. It's just on par with like this metaphor of jumping into a black hole with reality as a parachute. Now that's all like going back to Alice in Wonderland days, and it's all programming if you think about it. Because back in the day, somebody, if you're my age, I'm almost 40. You probably heard someone say, "I've got to watch my program," right? Then you've probably heard somebody say in public, "Get with the program," or it's work related even. It's like the program you got to follow. So, with all the programming, who are you? I question. And then I want to make sure that everybody takes a look at themselves before they look externally. And how many people are really willing to do that? Like, who really wants to fess up to their bullshit, not only to themselves first, but then outward? If you don't have the capacity to be honest with yourself, you ain't gonna change shit ever. You're gonna live in a world of fucking misery, and that's an alternate dimension, because right next door, you got a fucking genius walking around that just has everything, because he knows it. And, oh yeah, he's rich and you're poor, right? Fuck that rich dad, poor dad shit. It's all here. People, knowledge is power. Pick that shit up. Run with it. How smart are you willing to become for your own fucking sake? That's what I say. Are you willing to save yourself before you try to save everybody else? Or are you going down in a ship that's on fire with bricks loading you up because, oh, it's all the painful things in your past? I've chucked bricks off my boat. In a way, I'm just kind of, venting right now. And venting as in, I've done all of this, so I'm sharing with the world. I have done and participated in so many different things in my lifetime of 38 years, it would make some people's heads spin. I mean, I have been through the fucking gamma, but the whole time, honest about it for the most part. And I was a liar at first. I learned how to lie at a young age due to some trauma, a trauma situation where a very abusive father decided that, he wasn't going to be happy while he's under the influence in a very abusive setting every morning, on par with every morning, of wanting to hear his version of the truth. Now, if you told him the truth and it wasn't his version, well, that shit wasn't going to work. There's more abuse coming. You better get quick and find out his version. So I learned how to lie at a very young age, very good. Now, that's a skill set that it's not the greatest thing if you want to use it for, hiding from something because you're embarrassed, or you do something dishonest and, well, you are dishonest about it, so you want to lie about it, right? Then I learned at some point, very young too, that if I lied, then it would only get me into deeper shit. So I come clean. I mean, I learned so fast from all these other representations of what not to be it in recovery, watching somebody come in at 70, thinking about their fucking life ending because they want to commit suicide. And I'm like, thank God I'm not going to be like that guy. Why? Because I've seen it in his representation. I'm not going to be there. I do not lay down anymore. I stand up for myself because I trust in myself. I believe in myself. I love myself from the inside out. I am not divided. I look around at this place we live in, we share, and I think, can't everybody just get with the fucking program? I mean, literally, if you're in the United States of America and you're born here, you're a fucking American. You're a native to here, you're a Native American. Wow, that's funny. Not Native American Indian, just native. And you better get aligned with your fucking country's priorities or you can go live somewhere else. Isn't that cool? pretty patriotic to say that. And then they're like, oh, but no, I don't agree with it. I want to change it from the inside. Well, are you trying to change it, or are you just trying to divide it to make it worse? Why don't you come together as one? John Lennon and the Beatles fucking come together right now over me. Wait, that's a different song. Not the Beatles. That's definitely not the Beatles. Who knows that song? Come together right now over me. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da. Who knows that song and can comment the title? It's a good one. That means you listen to 15-minute mark. So, all I'm saying is really crazy, chaotic shit goes on upstairs here in my mind because of the things I've learned and studied. Now, I'm not trying to surpass all these steps with people. There's building blocks and steps and baby steps for everybody at different levels and layers. If you want to learn things, go fucking learn it. Don't let up. Commit to it. Give yourself a fucking chance. You're worth it. You deserve it. Bring light and love everywhere. Smile. Change the world from the inside out. Don't fucking be a jerk. Don't treat humanity poor. Good morning. Then I got a new addition to my face. Check that shit out. Let me know what you think. I like it. I did some worse. Well, I did 3 in 1. I got one in my ear. That little one. Got an eyebrow piercing. And then I did the nip too. Whatever. I mean, it was kind of like helping a young lady learn in a professional environment. And I have really good friends too, so I value that. You know, friendship and family, blood, that's something that you should never betray. I don't give a fuck if your beliefs don't align with people. The matter of time that you physically have with somebody is on like a skin suit clock, right? These bodies are somewhat temporary, right? Not our mind space. That's a whole nother layer. Everybody's waking up to some kind of version of that truth. But it's super important to take the time that we have and spend it with the time in place of those that we love. You spend that time like a currency in people's lives that you love. And if you really love them, it's not about changing them. It's about letting them change themselves by being an expression. You don't lead by do this because I say so. You lead by fucking example. People will be attracted to that shit. Leadership, true leadership, looks like your first leadership, which starts with yourself. You lead yourself in a proper manner, other motherfuckers are gonna take that and want it. And they want it so bad, they're willing to do anything to get it. I've seen that change. I've witnessed it. I'm a living example walking around right now of change happening directly around me because it's my backyard I decided to clean up first. Not fucking anybody else's. I'm just being myself, helping myself through things, and then other motherfuckers around me are changing for the better. My father, for instance, after God knows how many years, finally took a fucking day off. That motherfucker's been a warrior, struggling, surviving. He's a psychotic, drug-addicted, abusive man his whole life. Very, very privately defined, in a closed-off world, hiding in a shell, thinking he's fucking gonna get robbed, in his paranoid fucking state of mind. And he showed progress, finally. He actually took a fucking day off when he always complains about it. And you know, I've been feeding him spoon-fed information, very, very positive, uplifting things for a long time. But then he saw something change. He saw direct action being taken to not only alleviate a situation, but corrective measures to benefit every single area in my life. He saw that through my action. And that made him go, holy fucking shit, what have I been doing this whole time? And he finally fucking listened to me, you know? I think a long time I grew up with a message that was, do as I say, not as I do. No child learns that way. Nobody learns that way. They all learn by leaded action. Leaded. Because really everybody's being led by something. I say it exactly like I mean it. Maybe it's to mess with people's minds and make people think in a different way. Because, if you watch the social media or the news or whatever you're actually really paying attention to, you kind of become it. Be it that, marital fucking beliefs are really in the tank because of Hollywood's programming of, celebrity marriage, and they're only married for 2 years. And it's like, come on, is that really good for society? Do we need to shit on marital values and no longer be married for 50 years because, well, we never knew how to make a decision in the first place, right? I mean, that's the idea. When you make a marriage decision, that's a commitment for life. You say it in your vows. Who the fuck is that committed anymore? I see people from the 50s, cool. Nowadays, people are like, I don't even know how to make a decision because I got a participation trophy and I'm better than you, but yet I can't do shit. And they go and whine and they fucking cry and then they fuck off. And that's our future? No, that's not a good future. To me, that future looks fucking bleak. And that's just a bunch of fucking pussy-whipped bitches running around. I'm sorry to say it like that. I get excited. That's a harsh topic. Especially if I say something like that. That can be very controversial. And probably make a bunch of people pissed off. Maybe you need to be fucking pissed off. Maybe you should look at yourself and see why that pissed you off so much. Maybe it's because, you're trying to do whatever actions to take care of around you and change the world, right? But you don't want to change yourself. You got to take responsibility for yourself first. If you can't be okay with yourself at night because you're immoral or you're not natural, in which case a lot of humanity's like that. If someone is so uncomfortable with their external world, there's something really big going on the inside that they need to face, period. That's the idea. Outside, whatever you see outside, represents inside that you need to change. And that's the fucking God's honest truth. Not a lot of people are privileged with a mind like mine. There are some. I'm not saying I'm that unique, right? I know there's many actually, but to what level? That's what I'm curious and I'm finding. So almost every single day I run into actual conversations where things go deeper and deeper and deeper with individuals. And I'm like, this is good. This is actually really helping. Because it's relieving some stress and some pressure that, I think for a long time I carried through life. Pressure of thinking I needed to form something that was myself out of every single thing that I've ever witnessed or existed in. And when I really found myself, it was something way different than I would have ever thought. And I found my own true power within myself. I could only want to inspire everybody to find their own true power and then align with the goals of humanity for human's sake. Because if we're all fucking off and immoral and not natural, is that fucking aligned with nature? I mean, nature's right here with us, people. We got to get in line with nature. What's fucking nature really want? It wants us to stop shitting in our backyard. Stop shitting on the world. Stop trashing the goddamn place. And no, everybody runs around fucking doing it every day because they're fucking blinded. So blind. Walking through life with their eyes closed. That's a metaphor for walking in a sleeping state. And I'm just sending a message to fucking wake people up, right? Today I think I just got a little animated. Maybe it's that lady's fucking level of shit right from the gate with my walk. I'm probably venting some of that out because, that lady I met this morning, she had a lot of shit she's carrying around with her. And I see it as good work having a chat with someone that's going to possibly benefit their future, as in a way that they've never seen things. So it's like popping a light on, right? Literally running around, turning on light switches in people's minds is a good way to alter humanity for a good course, right? And then you look at everything else, and everybody has their place, and they're making the whole thing go. Like gears or wheels in a big giant, like cogwheels, right? In a big giant machine. And that machine is operating at full capacity. Always, right? To its limits, within its limits, because we're at our limits always. And then, is that the outer limits? I really, really, really am tempted to, it's like a metaphorical gigantic sledgehammer to break things all the way so it can really be broken in order to fix it. Because after you're broken is when you can pick up the pieces and put your life back together. I've existed through that. I've seen it. I know exactly where I am, why I am, and who I am. Everyone needs to find that shit. Literally, everybody can and will find that shit if you just have the capacity to be honest with yourself and you take a deeper look inside. So, calming down a little bit because the aggravation was there. Taking a deep breath. You know what? The moisture got to my nose today. It's really dewy. Yet's funnier is, this thing always makes it look lit up in the back, and then you got the moisture that you can't even see. I see it. My eyes are different. Definitely different than the camera here. So I take my path that's in front of me and I watch it unfold, right? And I'm sure that everybody's going to take one thing or another from this video. I really would hope that if I said something that offended you, it will not stop you from further learning or maybe even further watching other things I have to say just because I spark up a controversial topic. Now, maybe I'm getting at angles just to, get engagement out of my audience that is limited right now, and hopefully I see a growth. I've watched the growth rate already, so at this rate, 2 years from now, I'm curious the comments I'm going to get, and I can't wait to see. And that's partially because, I can see down the road in a way that I think everybody kind of does. They picture their future, but my mind operates a little bit different than most. And it's not like a bragging thing. I'm sure that I'm not alone. I've run into individuals, like I said. It's just, nobody really wants to change, right? I mean, some of the shit I talk about on a one-to-one level with people is on par with, some neighbor back in the day, 1901, and there's talk about some infernal machine, and they're like, I'm staying with my horse and buggy. And then they finally see it a few years later, right? And they're like, fuck that. Never joining that wagon. Nope. I got my horse. I got my carriage. Good. It's a good, honest way to be. I'm not going down like that. And then nowadays you look and everything's backwards. And what the hell is this brand new little, look at this, just right here on the trail, a little battery operated BMW just hanging out on the trail with Costco examination gloves inside of it. And we're talking about people trashing the world, right? And then I'm walking down this trail and there's direct efforts to clean up shit like that. But like, who the fuck, why couldn't you have just gone the fucking extra 5 miles to the dump or gone to a dumpster? Like, there's dumpsters accessible. You could have put it right in front of the dumpster or in it. And then they're like, oh, well, I don't want to get in trouble. I'd be trespassing or dumping or fining. Then you go on a fucking trail where it's harder to get to, and you fucking do it there? Like, come on, people. Wake the fuck up and stop shitting in your own backyard, shitting in your living room, shitting wherever you are, emotionally, physically, mentally. People fucking take shit. It rolls downhill. They get pissed off because of something. Somebody treated them wrong. They take it home. They fucking give it to somebody less than. Some do it to their family. Some do it to their friends. Some do it to random strangers. No, I'm not like that. I hated that shit the whole time. And I always stood up for myself in a way that most people don't. Okay, well, I'm about ready to get a drink. I don't know what I'm getting yet. And I would like to encourage everybody to go outside and smile in a way that you've never smiled. Even if this controversial shit put you in a bad mood, put a smile on your face. And then you gotta like fake it till you make it, right? Because really, ultimately, I'm happy as fuck. And I've got that level of happiness. I have every reason to be happy because every day in my life is better than the next. That's my mindset. I know that. And part of this venting is like accumulated things that I got to get out. So I got to express it one way or the other. I do it like, I don't know, 25 fucking times a day in different ways, different people. Got a lot of energy. It's good. Some people don't have the level of energy that I have. I've always naturally been like that. Even going backwards to a little guy. I was, at 19 years old, I was about 4'10", 88 pounds. I could not gain weight for the life of me. And then something happened. By the time I was 23, I was starting to grow more. 25, I was still growing. And now I'm growing back to a better physique of, you know, my childhood a little bit. I've gone through a lot, and now I'm putting myself back in shape because, you know, there was like an incubation period of fat laziness. And then I woke up. So, everybody you can wake up to. I love you all. Stay bright, stay lit, and peace.